I do strive to keep my promises, and as it concerns Never Obey Again, with consideration here of their work, I did leave you in a space that is frequented by many of our musical talents, at least in the way that I attribute them, and that is a general open door policy. Anything new comes out in terms of an opportunity for a potential mutual first witness, I'm game to hear it. And we have our fifth opportunity to get a window on their work through the end of an era's evolution. I still love the album name. This really is something special of a project, from an emerging artist, no doubt. I mean, that's how I would attribute them. They are relatively new. And I'm assuming some of you might be coming in. I know probably a couple of you are knowledgeable in this group. They have already garnered a bit of a fan base, which is nice to see because they deserve it. But maybe some of you are still in that initiation of discovery phase, as I generally am among many other European rock and metal talents. Many of you already know, again, I can't get enough of that scene with good reason. And if you've never humored it before, this will be a fun, I would imagine on faith, competent opportunity for you. Just to set a baseline again, I knew going into their work that there was some promise already. The Scarlet Records attribution, I've consulted 2 of their groups now, and I have 4 in the waiting wings. I think I'm planning with plenty of room, if more artists want to come my way. Again, open door policy in general, especially as it concerns music. It is the first love in my life amongst the artistic languages. But as I was saying with Promise, Italian basis, and then on top of that, modern metal. Speaking specifically of Italian metal, we've already humored Volturian, for example, and their application was great. So I knew that maybe with Never Obey Again, there would be something hinted at such a promising direction. And with 4 tracks considered, 3 original pieces off the album, and a cover, we really got a broad look at their application. There was just something special to those original works. I knew going in there would be, and to witness it with you, even better. I do, as I've said many times, think music is better enjoyed in company rather than just in isolation, which is fine, but it's not the same. Especially if in any way, I know I'm going a self-discovery route, for sure, but if anyone wants to take the journey with me, I am on an independent venture of sorts in trying to discover new talents, and I hope for some of you that will be also a reflected journey, that maybe you've not yet humored Never Obey Again. As I say with many of the artists I consult here, especially in the emerging talent space, I'd love to inspire you with new songs that you should be humoring, and new artists that should cross your radar, and Never Obey Again is one you should listen to, which we're going to take in a mutual witness opportunity together with 945. I believe this is track 9 on the album lineup. Yes. So this is the concluding work to the original pieces, coming before the Cranberries Zombie cover. Which that one still is really good to me. Again, we had such a broad window to judge this group in terms of application, which was so nice. So to expand the window a little more of 945, I don't know necessarily where Never Obey Again has envisioned this song to go. We're going to experience that for ourselves together. And if you've never humored this group, I would recommend looking at the remainder of what we've looked at in past. Of course, we'll come back to the future, I'm sure, with the end of an era. I'd love to. As I said, open door policy for sure, especially for a group that is relatively fresh in their days but deserves more attention. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to return to where we were about a month ago, or maybe a couple weeks actually, with our first 4 introductions to their work. So to expand with a 5th opportunity and a 4th original piece, I'm more than excited. Let's take the journey together with 945. All right, here we go. Reminds me a lot of A Storm. Again, that nice background vocal presence. I like the electronic mood on it. It's a nice swing, just kind of darts in, but it's evenly paced. With that foundational rock root. I'm really liking the number already. I love the vibration in Carol's voice. The vocals are wonderful. That resonance, don't you just love that? The mood of the instrumental is a great fit for the song. Again, you want a bit more of a dramatized performance, and it evokes that clearly. Sun is up, it's a brand new day. We're even further from the finish line. 'Cause in the deepest of Those woes are beautiful. Again, like I said, that not as a vibration, but the transition and the way it changes on key. It's a beautiful focus. Strong work. Beautiful action presence. Again, like I said, with the narrative, that's what the instrumental is evoking. And when you see that coupling, I love it. Bit of an isolation on the riff. Interesting. I like the choices here, though, with the track specifically. The pacing's good, the energy of it, especially when we get to those chorus sections. I love how aggressive it is. Good repeat. That's a great work. I'm surprised that the conclusion's so swift, though. I mean, that was kind of immediate. Some groups would choose to maybe draw out a track, and I could have seen potential for it going that way, but I like that. I think that cutoff actually works for the song, especially, again, in ceasing the action. And mimic for how a bomb acts. I mean, that's... Yeah, I love when you see, again, as I said, songs that couple narrative and mood in audio. When you see that blending. And here, it's so beautifully focused. Great development. The writing structure, though, as always. And I've read that they try to go for a bit of a broader approach. And there are groups that might be a little more nuanced in their expression, which also I admire, again, when given more specialized focus. But broader appeal, maybe songs resonate a bit differently. And I could see, just on a fresh lens, maybe this song alluding to particular modern scenes. I could see it. I mean, horrific and dramatic ones for sure, because we think of it, again, like a war setting. That's definitely what this evokes. And, again, we might tailor it differently, again, based on our own observances and our knowledge and our own environments at present, or what we know just in the surrounding world, but I think it's stated beautifully. Sufficient choices to create a very dramatic number, especially on those chorus sections, whether it be on the vocals. Carol just sounds amazing. I love, again, when you hear an accent swing in, and you can hear it with her, but that vibration to her voice and just how it shifts, maybe in key focus or development, again, how it marries to the song in its pacing is just a beautiful choice and application. I'm really liking this one, especially on those chorus sections. That one really stands out to me. Even though the woes on the pre-chorus too, what's the word I'm looking for? The ambience of it. Just kind of, again, that feeling of atmosphere that you experience of a work, and just taking in how wide it has of a feeling. This piece just commands space. It's really nice. It doesn't feel limited in any way. It feels like it stretches itself out. As I said, we're on our 5th work at this point of Never Obey Again, so I've gotten a wonderful window in terms of judging them when I say that they are a group that many should be listening to. I know, again, they've already crossed the ears of many. I've seen at least some good feedback in terms of viewing figures on their music videos and other types of offerings. I hope it builds. This group definitely has a lot of strength in them. Again, I love covering emerging talents, maybe smaller names for this reason specifically, and to blend that, because typically if it's been mostly an American presence, at least in the way, or artists I've looked at, maybe with some exception of who's upcoming, maybe who I haven't looked into detail yet, but maybe who I've got at least in the waiting wings. So to blend that with my interest in European rock and metal, where it's not necessarily a familiarized talent, just more so an evolving one, and to take it in a timely experience of you, how wonderful is that? Bit of a point of differentiation, but Never Obey Again is a specialized regard. And as I said going in, Italian modern metal I already knew is promising, but I've been very impressed with what I've witnessed, especially with you. Every piece that I've inquired on, we've heard together. Because again, I think music is better enjoyed in company, and I hope many of you would agree. Whatever standpoint you take, by the way, but this song, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below on 945. I think it's a pretty stellar work of theirs, and definitely a good album conclusion to the original works. But, again, music is a subjective experience, so feel free to disclose your own thoughts down below, as well as your point of approach. Did you know about Never Obey Again going in? Maybe you consider them with me in terms of that early initiation, or perhaps you haven't witnessed them before, and this is your early initiation, which I would imagine is going to be compelled, or it's going to compel a long-time follow-up. We'll see. Of course, I'm sure you'll see this better than me and for yourself, but I'm loving what I'm hearing from this group. Again, feel free to share your own thoughts down below. As I said in general when I began this, open door policy. I was fulfilling a promise I made to you, and that promise will continue to exist. We're only 5 works in, but I'm really liking this album. It debuts, I believe, in September. To my memory, it might be September. I could have that wrong. Anyway, we have obviously a little more time until the album debuts, so that open door policy will continue, and I cannot wait till our next witness. I'm looking forward to hearing Never Obey Again and to enjoy them with you for our next opportunity even better, because our first 5 moments with them and our interactions have been just wonderful. I've loved the strength of these numbers, and I'm sure that will continue over the entirety of the album. I cannot wait to witness it with you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.